Hey everyone. So my name is Yoshi and I'm from Houston, Texas, and this is my first ever cross stitch video. The goal of this video is to show off my whips. It's the end of the year of 2023, and in a way it's for me to document my progress and to share what I have done, and in a way for me to look back and see how much progress I have made throughout X amount of years, X amount of months, whatever it is I want to do. I am going to start my whip parade in a little bit, but before I get started, I want to talk about my introduction into cross stitch, how that started, and I guess for me, I just stumbled upon floss tube on YouTube. There was this lady named Stitching Jules, and I was just browsing her videos, and I think the way I stumbled upon it is that I, at the time, wanted to make a cross stitch. I didn't know it was a cross stitch. I wanted to make something of Game of Thrones. I wanted to make a banner. And at the time, I was looking up, like, how can I make this? And I discovered something called latch hook, which not really my thing. And then I discovered floss tube. And, for months, I would just watch Stitching Jules, and I would see the progress that she made on her whips. And the pieces that she tackled, like, they were huge projects. And I'm curious to this day, like, is this one done? Where are we at? Because I think she did the Rainy Waterloo plays, but I also like the Old World map too. And, there's just so many projects that she was stitching. I did see that she posted a video last night, which I have not watched. I haven't watched Stitching Jules in such a long time that, I need to go look at her videos. But I have seen many of you guys. I have seen many whip parades. That's my favorite thing to watch. I like to get updates and see, like, where people are at with their projects. I've seen Teresa Little Stitcher, Jen the Caffeinator Stitcher, Alara. They had some big whip parades for 2023 and their goals for next year. I'm like, wow, 300 projects. Like, that's insane. But one of my favorite stitchers, she is Dutch. I believe she's from the Netherlands, and it is Jantina. I don't quite know how to pronounce her name, but she is working on this big piece called King Kuda, I believe. And it's this amazing tiger piece, and I love it. And I don't know, just the project she does, I love watching her whip parades, her floss tube. And, I've seen so many other people. I can't remember names off the top of my head, but there's like Sean P. Stitches, the Dizzy Stitcher, oh my God, there's this girl. I think she might be something the Brown-Eyed Stitcher or something, but she always talks about Bernadette, like her and her doing this, Sal or whatever. And she always works on soda stitches. So I love watching videos from you guys. I'm sorry I'm not familiar with the names. There's a lot of you guys out there. But I thought I would throw my hat into the floss tube community. And also as a male, like, cross-stitching for guys, it's maybe a little taboo, which not really. As there's more and more of us coming on, I have discovered more of you guys. But, I just want to inspire people. Like, it's not, I think cross-stitch may be seen to most people working with thread maybe as a female thing, but it's not. Cross stitch is not gender specific. A little about my cross stitching is that you're going to notice that I like to work in the top left hand, and I'll work my way to the right side, or I'll work stitches below that. I would not work a stitch unless the top stitch above it has been worked. So that's just the way that I like to work, and I'm not going to show any pictures of what the piece is supposed to look like, because I'm a little superstitious in that, I don't want to remember what the piece looks like. I want to see it develop as I stitch it. So I know, like, some pieces are supposed to be like, it's a house, but I don't remember. Is there a creature here? Is the moon right here? Is there a tree? I don't remember those aspects. So for me, when I'm stitching and I'm unraveling what the image looks like, for me, I find excitement in that. So once I purchase a pattern, I don't look at that picture anymore. I just know that I liked it and I bought it and I'm going to stitch it. I hope that makes sense. And I also like to work on full coverage pieces. I do have plans next year to start a few non-full coverage pieces. we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it's going to be quicker to work on those as opposed to a full coverage, because in all of my pieces, they're huge. There's a lot of confetti. I did start first with the golden kite, which I can't wait to talk about that piece when I get there, because it's my favorite piece. It's the one that I love, and it's the one that got me into cross stitch. Because once I started watching Stitching Jewels, I started looking up projects, and I really love golden kite. Their pieces just look so historic, timeless, beautiful, and I have a few of them, and that's really how I got into cross stitch. And all the others, you know, I just collected as the years went by. And so, yeah, without further ado, I want to introduce to y'all my WIP Parade. All right, guys, so the first piece that I have is the Haunted House. I got it from Artisy. The dimensions, by the way, if you see them on my phone, that's because I have an Excel spreadsheet of like stats and everything, dimensions, where it's from, and that's how I just keep track of my work. But let's see, the Haunted House. I started it this year. It's 300 by 225. I have 662 stitches in, and it's 0.980% complete. This is, I think, the smallest WIP that I have. Let's see. Yep. So as you can tell, I start in the top left, and I work my way to the right. Yeah, you can't really tell what it is yet, but I know that's sky with some lights in it. So it's going to look beautiful once I get more into it. And as I start to unravel the piece, it's going to look amazing. If I go too fast, you know, this is my first WIP Parade. I'll probably try to insert stats into the bottom of this video on each piece. We'll see. But if you have any questions, you know, feel free to reach out and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. All right, so the next piece is World of Disney. There is 719,280 stitches, and I got it off of Etsy. This one only has 178 stitches in it, and it's probably my smallest WIP, but it's only 0.024% complete. There's not much to show on this one because other pieces just take my attention, honestly. There's other pieces I love, and there's always going to be a neglected piece, but just because it is neglected does not mean I don't love it. So yeah, I'm hoping to put more work onto this one as of next year, and hopefully, you know, it'll look amazing, and that the picture will start to come through more and more. All right, this next piece. This one's going to look so beautiful. You're not going to see much progress on it, but there's a lot of background that I'm trying to work through. This one is called Two Notch Girls. It's from Golden Kite. And there is 652,320 stitches in it. I only have 201 stitches completed. And that is 0.03%. So there's not much to look at, and I'm sorry, it's going to be white on white. Okay, I'm going to try to unravel it without unfolding all this. But yeah, that's all I have. There is so much white, which when I started this piece, it was actually my second cross stitch ever. I started it this year, and I wanted to switch pieces because I was getting bored of stitching brown. And then when I went to this piece, all it was white. And I'm like, oh my God, I just need more color. Like, I'm getting bored. And so this one got put on hold for a little bit. I need to make progress on her. It's just a lot of background right now, but the piece is going to look so beautiful once it is completed. And you probably hear me say that a lot about all these pieces. But yeah, Two Notch Girls. Lovely, lovely, lovely piece. Just so much background to work through before you start getting to the people in the image. This next piece, everyone's going to know what this one is. Let's see, it's going to be called a stitching shelf. And it's a little different from the stitching shelf, a stitch in time, that's the one, because it doesn't have that emblem that's in the middle. This one is just all the shelves without that emblem. And on this one, I think what got me into it was everyone was doing it, and I kind of wanted to be like a part of the community. But I grew to love this piece because I went to Europe for 2 months and I only brought one project with me. And I'm like, you know what, let me bring my least favorite piece. And this one now has a special bond with me because it's like, I worked on you when we were in Europe. Now as I'm building it, as I'm putting it together, I'm just loving it more and more. For this piece, let's see. I have 1,475 stitches completed, which gives me 0.206%. Let me show you how beautiful this one is. Like, look at that. I love this piece because unlike my other projects that are very big, they're like portraits and stuff, this one has so many little details in the image, such as the flowers, which it's pretty fast when you want to say, like, I want to stitch a flower. I want to stitch this. And you see the image come together faster as opposed to like a full portrait of an image. I really love this one. It's the first Heaven and Earth design that I ever started. So yeah, this one has a special place in my heart, and I'm hoping to stitch more and more of this because it's beautiful. I love it. I didn't think I would love it this much, but I've grown to love it. All right, this piece. This is the first WIP that I ever started. It's the one that got me into cross stitch. And this one is just very special because what I like about it is it's British culture. I love London. I love the British. I love everything about the royal family. And so this one is about, it's an image of George III. And, you know, if I ever complete this one, I do want to do an image of Kate Middleton because there's this beautiful image of her where it was for the coronation of King Charles, where she's looking through the window of the carriage. And I think it's beautiful, and I would like to get that created into a cross stitch. But for now, I am working on this one. It's called George III. It's my cross stitch with the most stitches in it completed. And you know what? I got it off of Golden Kite. I almost showed y'all without even giving y'all details. Let's see. George III. I started this 2022. When I first started cross stitching, I wasn't committed. I was stitching from here and there. Start of 2023, I wasn't stitching, and then I told myself, we need to stitch every single day. So I've been making it a habit to try to stitch every day. This one has 684,939 stitches total. I have 5,650 stitches completed, which gives me 0.824%. This one is lovely. I love this one. I know that this is going to be a pillar right here. And then this orange stuff, the reddish looking, is going to be drapes, like fabric. And so let me see if I can... Like, that is beautiful. I love this piece, which I need to give it more attention because now that I have 11 other projects to work on, this one doesn't get as much attention as it used to. But look at this. It's so beautiful. Like... I love this one. I need to get back into just being a monogamous stitcher and just giving him every attention that he deserves. All right, so that is the first stash. I'm going to go grab another stash, and then I'll be right back. All right, guys, I have my next bag. My next WIP. See, I've started a lot of new projects this year. I started 11, and I only had one in 2022. I do plan to start a few more projects next year because I have 44 patterns. 12 of them are started. I want to get them all started. I think it's a big undertaking, but it's not 300 projects like other people are doing, which y'all are incredible if y'all can stitch that much, but I cannot. I think I'm a slow stitcher. just because of my method that I like to stitch. But it's not about how fast or slow you are. It's just about keep making progress, and eventually you'll get there. This next one is Once Upon a Fairy Tale. I started this last month in November. It is a heaven and earth design, and there's 713,286 stitches total. I only have 739 stitches in it, which gives me 0.103%. This is how it looks. Not much to look at, but I did like doing these little blue orbs. I don't know what it's supposed to look like, which I love that I forgot because everything's a mystery. I just love stitching it and unraveling. That is what encourages me to stitch, the mystery of it all. And, you know, if I see one of you guys stitching it and I hear like, oh, this is this piece, I don't look. And once you're done talking about it, I'll look back at the video, but it's just my little superstitious ways. It just makes it fun for me. And at the end of the day, cross stitch is supposed to be fun. And that is how I get enjoyment off of it. This next piece, I got it off of Etsy. I love this piece, by the way. It is Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. I do have all 3 pieces, but I've only started the Fellowship of the Ring. I started it in October. There is 656,343 stitches total. I only have 887 stitches completed, which gives me 0.135%. Let's see. There's not much to look at. Hopefully next year, when I do this WIP parade and I get to show images to compare like what was done and what wasn't done, you know, hopefully there'll be a whole lot more to look at. I did do this over a fold, so I don't know how good we're gonna get this to appear, but let's just try. This one I love because I think the clouds, they're just so beautiful. I just love the colors that are used in this one. And I do enjoy stitching this one. I did put it in timeout because there's other projects that deserve attention. And this one I love. And I know that there's this one woman, I don't know her name. She is stitching it and she has maybe 1 or 2 pages completed. She is kind of what inspired me to just get started on my piece, because I was like, oh, I can't wait to do mine, because it's Lord of the Rings, first of all, and the colors, I just love the colors and how the image is gonna look. All right, so this project is from Etsy. It's called Disney Stained, it's a stained glass Disney Heroes. And this one was started this month, actually, of December. There's 684,315 stitches total. I currently have 525 stitches, which gives me 0.076% completion. I do like working this one because I love the color red. I think it's the only project where I'm currently in the red. Because, yeah, red is my favorite color. I'm a Scorpio. So, if that says a lot, then, yeah. But, yeah, this is it. I almost have this stained glass right here completed. What I love is it uses some oranges, some pink, and it gives this reddish color, which I absolutely love. Yeah, this one I want to give more attention, but I like to switch up my projects and just work on each and every one of them. If it means it only gets a few stitches, oh well, because other projects need to get started. All right, so this next piece I actually purchased because Stitching Jules was working on this one and I loved it. It's called Old World Map 2. And for this one, I started it in October. It's from Golden Kite. 696,960 stitches total. I only have the first 133 stitches, which gives me 0.019%. Again, it's white on white. I hope y'all can see that. The color should start soon. It's just, when am I gonna get there? That's the only thing. One thing that I'm totally looking forward to is next year when I get to compare my pieces to this year's progress, because everything that you're seeing from me is mostly in the baby stage, and I can't wait when there's thousands of stitches in them, which I am challenging myself to stitch more than what I stitched this year. With this next WIP, I'm kind of embarrassed to show you guys because I only put one stitch in it. And I don't know why. I think I just really wanted to start the piece, but then when I started it, I don't hate the piece. I just don't think I was ready to begin it, to say. But all in all, I can only do better next year, and I can only double the amount of stitches in this one. This one is Wonderful World Map from Gecko Rouge. It's the big one from Maria Rubinki. This one I started in October. There's over 2,463,958 stitches in it. And I only have one, which gives me a 0.00004% completion. I hope you're ready to look at this because it's a gray floss on the gray grid line. That's all I have. One stitch. And that is embarrassing. But this one's going to see some love next year. I just don't think I was ready to begin such a big piece when I have so many other pieces I wanted to work on. But yeah, all my pieces will be getting touched next year, and I'm hoping to double the sizes of most of them. All right, these next two WIPs I was working on. This one is Santa's Workshop. It's a Thomas Kincaid piece, which I absolutely love his artwork. It's called Santa's Workshop. It's from Heaven and Earth Design. There is 665,334 stitches in it. Is that the right one? Yes. And I only have 515 stitches in it for 0.077% completion. This one I started working on a few days before Christmas, and then I stopped working on it because I got sick for a little bit, and then Christmas and Christmas Eve and post-Christmas, and I just got busy. But yeah, 515 stitches is what I was able to do. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. There's some purples in it and some brown, but I don't know if it's all showing up as black. But yeah, that is Santa's Workshop. I'm trying to get some light in here. But it's just looking blue. What if I hold it? No. Yeah, Santa's Workshop. His workshop needs more work, obviously. But I think for this year, his workshop is closed. Because I've been working on this final piece because I absolutely love it. And I think out of all the pieces, I want to get this one done first, which is Augusta. I got it off of Artisy, and I need to take it out of the Q-Snap. Augusta was started this year. There's 202,950 stitches in it. I currently have 1,443 stitches completed, which gives me 0.711% completion. Taking it out of the Q-Snap. But I love this piece. When I started stitching it, I just fell in love with the color of the skies. which I think ever since I started working on this piece, I've been paying attention to the sky outside more and more. And I'm like, oh, the blues, the pinks, the purples, the yellows. Like, everything is just more beautiful as you start to appreciate the color more and more. And yeah, I don't know what cross stitch is doing to me, but I'm starting to look at nature a different way. And she is just more beautiful than what I imagined she was. This one's kind of long. Let's see. So I have to step back for a little bit. Let's see. All right. As you can see, there's a cloud forming right here, which then goes all the way to sky. I believe this green bit is trees, which I'm going to bring it closer so y'all can take a look. The clouds. Sky, sky, sky. And then the green, which I'm almost to the end. I'm almost to the other side, which is my goal to get to. Hopefully I can complete this by tomorrow. But yeah, this piece I love. I love this one. And for those who don't know, Augusta, it's a golf piece. There's a guy golfing, and then there's people surrounding. And I just felt like this one just really called out to me. I don't know, I just loved it. And I'll fold that up later. So guys, that right there are my 12 whips that I currently have going. I do know next year I want to start 32 more whips. I just want to have all the patterns that I currently own going into rotation. And I can't wait. I'm dreaming of just putting thousands of stitches in these. That way I have something cooler to show you guys. Because they're all baby starts, and I feel like you can't really tell what the image is. You can just see little parts of it. And I can't wait to show you guys when there's like 5,000 stitches, 10,000. And hopefully, you know, one day I'm going to get there. I just don't know when. And I can't wait to have a completion one day. It's not going to be next year unless I start doing smaller whips. But I don't see that happening as of yet. I know next year I want to start a few, what's the word? Non-full coverage pieces from Unconventional X Stitch, and there's one from Mirabilia, which I'm going to do, which I can't wait to talk about. I just want to say thank you for watching, guys. If you want to subscribe, feel free to subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.